Hi everyone. I just want to say first of all, thank you very much for everyone who subscribed. And my subscribers have shot up like 60 or something ridiculous like that in the last couple of days. So I'm gonna keep it up with the live Twin Spright content because I think everyone enjoys that. It's good to just vent my ideas, get a bit back, and then people have asked for different stuff in the comments as well, and that's why I'm making this video today because someone asked for an updated list because obviously that list that I used was for last format, which is quite different to this one. A lot of hand traps have changed. Another question I got asked a lot was what other sleeves do I use? So I use these ones. The oh, where's the camera? There it is. Japanese matte clear outer sleeve by Dragon Shield. Just sort of give you all sides of the box. Just a little bit there. Just in case anyone wants them. My local store sells them, so that's where I get them from. You must be able to get them online, then you get everything online. Anyway, so what you're here for, they fit really, by the way, just to go over the sleeves again, they fit quite snug. And if you use like these Konami sleeves rather than the like Ultra Pros or Dragon Shield sleeves themselves, they actually they're quite a bit bigger. You can see the sort of sleeves go with them. So you know, them being a little bit wider and a little bit softer, they fit into the sleeve a lot better. Anyway, so into the deck. Obviously not a lot's going to change from the main deck, but there are some changes. The majority of the changes are going to be within the side deck, but we'll just go for it anyway. So standard, we've got the 2 fountain, 3 tip, 3 freezing curses, 3 flash and fire, 3 destruction, 3 slumber. Absolutely nothing to see here. The one off, it has changed before. This like the one Runick spell, it's dispelling right now. You didn't want it to be dispelling when the tier format was going around because you didn't want to send tiers from the hand to the grave or discard one random card or whatever. You didn't want to do that because that triggered all the tiers. So it could have been Smite and Storm back then, but it's very much dispelling now. It's pretty good. Yeah, I think the mirror is going to be pretty popular as well, so it's making cards for that. The 17th Runick card is still a talent. I think it's just a lot more versatile than the 17th Runick card. If you brick in this deck, you've just been straight up unlucky, or you've been hand trapped, and then Talents is just as good, if not better, than a Runick card anyway, because if you play for you keep the hand, if you can't, you draw 2, and drawing 2 is better than drawing 1 Runick spell, you know, 90% of the time. So there's a theory behind that. So the Runick spells just haven't really changed that much. Something that has changed though is the live twin ratios. What you might remember is I ran 3 blue, and then I ran 3 reds, which obviously now I'm going to 2. I ran the 1 extender, and I ran 1 snitch. So these are the ratios I've settled on now. So it was 3 blue, 3 red, 1 snitch, but that was because draw was in the format and I was just getting drawled on this all the time. And the thing about this is, if you think about when you're going to use this card, you obviously the live twins have the effect that if you can't use their effect to summon it to something else on the field, so you can't like summon your huge insert your fountain and then normal summon this. You've got to like normal summon off the rip. So your first action would be to Sunny Snitch to search this, then you get drawled. So it's just such a huge waste of a draw. Such a huge like waste of a search. I'd rather just have this, and the reason why I actually did play 1 at all the last format was just because I wanted like 7 starters, and this was the best way to get it. Whereas I just think that the double stitch now just gives you versatility, because you want the blue is the better one because the blue gets you into this, which is a free draw. So you want to like max out on the blues, but then you also don't want to play 1 red, because if, for example, Rise Heart comes along, game 2, often side this out sometimes. Game 2, if you side this out, and Rise Heart comes along, banish this, or if this gets banished off the top from a Runick spell, it's just super bad. So I'd rather have 2, and then as well, if you open these 2 together, you can summon them from hand, but what would be best is if you could just summon this from deck, and then use this as a discard as well. So I think the lowest you can play is 2 of these red, 1 of this, and that's why I'm on 2 snitch and not 3, and then that gives me the 7 that I wanted from last time. And obviously this burn effect and this gain effect, like this actually comes up, because obviously you can do 5/5 damage with the Trouble Sunny going the 2 twins, so that leaves them at what, 2/5 life, which is only like 13 summons, which, you know, sounds like a lot, but it's actually not. So, you know, this can get into lethal all the time. Going in a lot of the talking about the live twins here, but I think it's necessary because it's a big part of the deck. It's what you want to see every time. But these sorts of things would be agreed on, and then people are cutting Frost, but people who are cutting Frost just haven't played this deck because or haven't played this deck into hand traps, or just theory this deck in practice. Because if you end on just the twins, or just the twins in a red or whatever, you need this because this just gives you another draw, which just gets your fountain back into circulation. And if they've hit your fountain on the first activation, like if they've asked your fountain for 3 or they've belled your fountain for 3 or something, you need to search that other Runick card. You need to get into that other Runick card. And this is just one draw that gets you there sooner. And getting into that Runick card is so huge because that draw 1 becomes obviously a decent effect from the Runick cards, or an extender, and then a draw 3. So you have to, I don't think you can cut this. And as well, this makes the hands like these absolutely broken because they got normal summon. You almost have to Ash this, you have to Veil of this, because I think you should Ash this, and I think you should Veil of this in a mirror or whatever when you're playing against the deck. And then if you have this and you just search this, they've literally just gone so neg. They've literally just gone neg 1. They've just hand looped themselves to 1. So yeah, just run over it again. The ratios are 3, 2, 2, 1. And I think that's the most optimal ratio. I think the Runick spells being 16 in the talents, and then I think these here are the absolute most optimal ratios you can possibly get. I don't think the main changes at all. There. I had someone asking me like if you don't have tips or whatever, because they're expensive, obviously you can just fill that gap with another Runick spell, but it has to be another Runick spell. It would probably be 2 more Dispelling and a Smiting Storm or something. But obviously what you've got to understand is this is just going to hurt your consistency to get into Fountain. This is basically a 1 card into Fountain without having a discard, so it saves you a discard as well. Like the card is broken. And obviously drawing it is always, when you have Fountain up, is an insane effect and a +1. It's literally like a better engage. Sprite Engine, 3 blue, it's still the best one. Not really much to be said about that. Still on the 1 jet, still on the 1 red. Carrot and Starter, so these are just the standard sort of 7 Sprite cards that people were playing before. Really rare. Obviously Carrot's just super good this format because Evenly's really broken. You basically got like 5 like good cards. Obviously these are better than the Starter, but you got 5 like Sprite cards. And obviously to be honest, in an ideal world you don't want to be opening these anyway. You want to be opening Live Twin Runick, but you know, they're excellent extenders, and blue's always good. And then the red and the carrot is just infinite utility. I think that's the minimum of what you can play in the Sprite Engine. So yeah, this is all pretty solved now, which takes us into the last 6 cards. Now I think that Evenly is an absolute mainstay in this format, and especially because you're playing Runick. People complain about getting double Evenly or whatever, but you've sort of really got to expect it when you're playing against double Runick, because obviously a lot of people know this anyway, but for the simple fact that any of these any of these 7 turn into a Jerry, which just crashes and adds the carrot, and any of these 9 can negate the carrot or can negate the Baron or whatever it is that it might be. So any of these 9 can just straight up outright do it, and then any of these 7 can do it into a Runick card. So you've literally got, so the chances that you open like, let's say 1 of your 3 Evenlies, plus then any of these is really high, so you're almost always resolving that for double Evenly, which is cracked, and that's why it's really good in Runick deck. The only reason why this wasn't good in the super heavy was because they had multiple Omni Negates and an Appaloosa as well. So I think evenly is really good. And this brings us back down. This brings us down to 3 cards that are left to assign in this deck. So I'm just going to quickly get the Spright cards back on. You'll see why in a second. Yeah, there's the fountains. So yeah, I thought that Smashes was necessary this format. I think there's going to be a lot of people on Runick cards. Smashes is just a pretty good card anyway. Like I enjoy Smashes going second. Being able to just dodge stuff as well. You know, because if the live twin or whatever, you know, like the link gets hit, gets like veiled or what have you, you can chain Smashes, banish it, it'll have brought one back. If you got another extender, you can make plays and just carry on, push through the hand trap, and then obviously you're moving a card on their field as well. And when Smashes is good, it's really good. It's obviously always it's insane going first as well. The last 2 cards of the deck, 2 Kurikara. So this actually brings my going second cards down to 5. Then you can sort of count Smashes as a pseudo going second card. If you've got set up for it, it's sometimes really good. And then Talents. So they're like the sort of the hard go second cards. But then obviously you're playing Runick, and you've also got, like, you know, your tip can search anything. You've got Veilers and you've got Pops. So they're not going second cards. I don't like to think them as going second cards. I don't sit there and like say, oh yeah, I'm playing what 3, 6, 7 plus 9, 16 go second cards. I'm not trying to say that. But yeah, I think there's a lot of going second cards in the deck, and you've only got to make the board crackable. And like I was saying, it's really important to think that you don't have to like kill them. You know, you don't have to kill it. You just got to like not lose the next turn. And then you're grinding with Runick. You're taking the decks away. You're maintaining hand advantage. It's just really good grind. The blue sleeves to go with the red, by the way. What we're saying. Runicks, again, extra deck. I think it's just super fixed. Jerry, 2 huge ins, 2 gigantic. The IP, the Sprint, the Mudcracker. The 2 live evil twin kiss kills, evil twin Leela, and then the 3 link 4s. This is super important now. This is really good to make in the mirror. Also good to make in the mirror. Also good to make in the mirror. These are insane. I think the 2 gigantics are going to be a lot more important when we're going into like a lot more tradey hand traps, like your Ashes and your Veilers and stuff. When you were getting drawled, it sort of didn't really matter whether you had 2 gigantics or not, but definitely worth playing them now. Moving on the side, so I have done actually quite a bit of testing on DB. I've played something like I think I've played like 15 games or something in the last couple of days, which is since Monday, and considering I work full time is pretty good. And what I've noticed is there have been a lot of like recurs and Kashtiras and stuff like that. So I thought, well, Nib's really good against those. You do have the token problem, but you just put the token in attack and crash this to clear your board to the normal summon your live twins. So that's really good. Then I also play Free Ash because Branded, just really kicking off. And Labyrinth, I played a lot of Labyrinth. I've literally just been FTK'd by the furniture builder. Basically, he FTK'd me by just getting too much setup. I FTK'd him by putting up the I put up this board. So against him, just this is quite like sort of how to win the Labyrinth matchup really easily if you're going first. So you just do your extremely standard board that I explained in the other one. The video, right? So you have this here. Then they almost have to go set 5. Like, I don't really know what else they can do. So then you obviously just IP into this. Then you just go effective the live twin, it brings back pop 1. So let's just get some dice out to show how ridiculously good this deck is into the Labyrinth going first. So you get a pop of this, you get a pop of this, then go at the end phase and you get a pop of this. Then if they activate something, like, so it goes back to your turn, obviously, now they've got 2 sets left. You can current, negate, and destroy it. So pop 4, and then this will trigger again to pop 5, and you've just cleared all the back row in your starting hand. And you're going to get another draw off this as well. And then you've even got other pops. So they just absolutely cannot beat this board. And this being made with IP as well, making it so it can't be destroyed, is ridiculous. Back that up with an Ash. The matchup's free going first. Going second's a lot harder. I need to do some more testing because I got absolutely rolled in that game. But yeah, so Ash has a lot of applications, Branded and Labyrinth. Also, the Bestials, they're pretty good against Labyrinth as well, because hitting that cuckoo clock is really good. And then hitting their monsters when they try and bring them back from the grave as well, the big ones, really good as well. And you can grind with that deck a little bit as well, because you've got really good grind game. Then we're moving into the one-offs of the side now, so I've just put another Kurikara in, and that's almost just for Kashtira, to be honest. Yeah, the deck's pretty tough, and they have to go wide, so they can go like Shangri-La into something, and then if you just go like normal summon a twin, they almost have to if you go normal summon a twin, right, and make gigantic, and then you've got a 16 gigantic. If you go like battle phase and attempt to attack, you can bluff that you've got a Zeus or whatever, then they have to banish it, and then it comes back to the main phase 2, and you can just Kurikara over the Arise Hat and the Shangri-La, and then you just like they're gonna have a real hard time getting that Arise Hat back, and then you can just start playing, and you've only used 2 cards. So next what we'll talk about is, so there's a going first card. Side 1 talents. There's just a space in the side deck for it, to be honest. This side isn't concrete. A Duster, again, that's really good. It's really good, mostly for Labyrinth, to be honest, but some other trap decks and stuff that you want to put that in against. Going first, the Red Resi. I even play, it may sound dumb, but I even play with this in my side on DB, just to get used to not have it, just to basically playing with a 14 card side deck. You absolutely need this Resonator though, especially if we're expecting more mirrors. These games are going to go on for a lot longer. Then I did actually take the Mannequin Cat Chaos Hunter out of the side for a while. Well, not a while, for like a week. But playing on DB, yeah. Vanquish Soul can play Shifter, and they definitely will side shift it in against you. And obviously Kashtira can play Shifter, and you've got people coping hard on Kashtira. Then obviously you've got the random rogue stuff like Rika might end up siding Shifter again. I think the Disciples come up with a combo through, or T0, whatever team, come up with a combo through Shifter, so they might be playing that. Just different decks that might be putting Shifter in against you. Obviously there's like Flunder and stuff as well. And then when I'm putting in this Mannequin card, it depends what I'm playing against. So I'm playing against Labyrinth, I might take out the Griffin. If I'm playing against Flunder, I'll definitely take out the Griffin. If I'm playing against something else where I don't want to take out the Griffin, I'll take out the Gigantic. And just sort of basically hope that the Mannequin card will come up more in the game that I side it in than the second Gigantic will. And that's my logic behind that, and that's all I can do. So yeah, just catering to the format being, Branded hate, Labyrinth hate, Kashtira hate here. Obviously need these for just random stuff, this for time, and then I just thought, well, I've got one left over going first card. The Bestials are also pretty good into the mirror as well. I rate these. And Kurikara as well is pretty good into the mirror. So, and I'll just quickly now, finally, I understand this video has gone on for a little bit longer than I thought it was going to. But sort of got lost in things to say. I think it's all been pretty useful though. What you can do is, I like to call it like this, basically like this, almost like the suicide side, where you just think, well, if I don't see you going second card, I'm going to lose. So that's the 6 that I take out when I want to see stuff. Then obviously if talents isn't good, you can take talents out as well, and then you can take the evenlies and this out. So you can actually have a 12 card side out in this deck. By taking this out here, you are reducing the consistency of the twins, but obviously you're getting a 6 card for going second. Taking the Runick spell out, same thing again. Blue and carrot, the theory is you're probably not going to get to this carrot and then have it be anything meaningful going second, and then by virtue you don't need the other blue. And then the smashes, I'm just sort of assuming that I can't get itself for it to be useful, and then these 6 are just matchup dependent. Like I'm not going to have Kurikara in against Flunder, for example, because or like Adventure Sprite, because everything just goes. So yeah, that's the profile. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope give you some insight into the meta. Like I said, it's going to be highly determined on German and French nationals, which are coming up. So hopefully we get some good data from them ahead of Euros. Thanks for subscribing, everyone who has. Subscribe if you haven't. Have a nice day. Cheers, everyone. Thanks.